All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Erin. For those of you I haven't met before or met we've only met on social media. I'm Erin O'Brien. I'm a Thermomix consultant and team leader from Druin in Victoria. I'm just running this little virtual tonight, mainly just aimed at non-Thermomix owners. So those of you, or non-TM6 owners, I should say, those of you who don't have a Thermomix or perhaps don't have the latest model and just want to learn a little bit more about it, what it can do and how it might benefit you. So welcome, thanks so much for joining us. So I joined the Thermomix team about 2 years ago now. Last time this Earn 4 offer, which you might have heard about, was ran, which is really exciting, and I just loved it and still here today. Just started out as a team leader, which is really exciting. I actually joined to start with to upgrade from the TM5 to the TM6 because I wanted a free Thermomix, to be honest. So joined on Earn 4, and here I am 2 years later as a team leader, absolutely loving it. So I'd love to know, perhaps pop in the chat box, what's brought you along tonight. So are you a Thermomix owner, or perhaps a previous model owner, or is this your first time seeing the Thermomix in action? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. So what is the Thermomix? What is the TM6? It's a smart connected cooking appliance. So what does that mean? It means that it connects into your Wi-Fi and gives you guided cooking through Cookidoo, which is our virtual recipe platform on the screen of your Thermomix. Gives us access to over 80,000 recipes from all over the world, which is really amazing. Heaps of different modes and functions, and it's being updated all of the time, which is really cool. So obviously, as this is just like an open virtual cooking experience tonight, I've picked our menu for us. But if at any stage you'd like to see more specific meals and more specific menu options, or would like to host your own, please let myself or your consultant know. We would love to help you out with that, whether it's an in-home or a virtual cooking experience. So yeah, pop it in the chat box. What's brought you along tonight? Maybe perhaps how many you feed at home? Well, who do you cook for and who do you cater for? Let me know. So I'd also love you to pop in the chat box, what are the most important things to you when it comes to the food you cook and eat at home? So there's a couple of ideas along here. There's healthy, simple, fast. Is it about being a bit more creative in the kitchen, maybe saving some money? Pop it in the chat box and let me know what is important to you when it comes to the food you cook and eat. I know for me personally, I'm a mum of 5 little kids. So for me, it's healthy food and it's fast. I need to save time. That time I'm able to put back into my family, manage the kids while food's cooking away. That's great, Jess. This will be a great demo for you tonight then. We're going to see the high heat mode, which is exclusive to the TM6 in action. So you'll be able to really see a couple of the differences in the Thermomix, in the two models, that's for sure. All right, so the TM6 is an all-inclusive price of $2,359 and includes everything you see here. So the Thermomix itself, a hard copy of our basic cookbook, the spatula, butterfly whisk, measuring cup, simmering basket, splash guard, which is for the high heat, which we'll see tonight, and our aroma attachment as well. It also includes 6 months free subscription to Cookidoo, which is that virtual recipe platform we were talking about before. And yeah, there are a couple of different ways to get a TM6 in your kitchen if that's something you're interested in. My favourite way is to do what I did and earn it, and it's really the best time to do it now. So at the moment where you can earn a Thermomix in 4 sales instead of 6, which is so incredible. And then we've got interest-free and a few other options, but we'll go into all that in a bit more detail later. We're going to get cooking. And like I said before, I've picked the menu for tonight, obviously. So we're just going to see maybe a couple of the different modes and functions of the Thermomix. We'll see some kneading, we'll see the high heat, chopping, that kind of thing. But like I said, if you want to see more, please just let us know. And yeah, we can help you out with that. So I'm going to just spotlight over to the Thermomix. All right, can you all see that okay? All right, so I'll just run through it a little bit to start with before we get cooking. So this is our home screen of our TM6. When you turn it on, this is what you'll see. So for Jess, this is very similar to what you kind of see on your TM5, your time, your temperature, and your speed. So this is how you would cook in manual cooking if that's where you're going to go. If we swipe across to the right, we bring up all our different modes and functions. So in here, we've got our built-in scales, our dough mode, turbo, our cleaning mode. Our TM6 cleans itself as well, which is pretty incredible. Egg boiler. We've got our oops, sorry, fat fingers have got in the way. Peeler mode. These are being added to all the time as well because your TM6 is a smart connected appliance. It updates like your mobile phone would. So you may or may not have heard that we're getting a slicer and grater tool in the new year, which is really exciting. So when that comes out, there'll be a new mode that goes with it. So you'll just turn your Thermomix on one day. It'll ask you if you want to update and your new mode will appear, which is really cool. So if we scroll back to the left, we get back to our home screen. Left again, we bring up Cookidoo. So this is exactly like you would see if you're searching the app on your phone or on your computer as well. So you can search from here any of your recipes. You can scroll down, see our latest recipes, a couple of different features, our most cooked section, which is really great for inspiration, new ideas, and then yeah, a couple of different other features. So if we scroll back up, then from here, we can go into our little 3 bars in the top left-hand corner. So into here, you can make your recipes, which you can make different collections and, it's integrated with your app. So you can, if I go into it, create different folders of different recipes that you like, you want to try, that kind of thing. Otherwise, we can go into My Week. So your Cookidoo allows you to meal plan out for a day, a week, even more if you wanted to. So everything is here ready to go for you. So tonight we're going to make the flour tortillas and beef fajitas. So we're going to start with our tortillas. So all I have to do is tap that one. And then we can scroll down and check our recipe from here if we wanted to. So if you wanted to check, make sure you've got all your ingredients, perhaps scroll down to the hints and tips. I like to check that sometimes just to make sure there's nothing that I'd want to change or, nothing I need extra for the recipe that might be helpful. Otherwise, we can just hit start cooking. So it's just going to step us through literally every little step of our recipe. So into there, we're going to place 500 grams of baker's flour. My giant tub of baker's flour. I should have said at the start, guys, if you've got any questions, just pop them in the chat box as we're going and I'll answer them as I can. Or I know all the other consultants are on as well, so they can help me answer them too. So then we just next onto our recipe one step at a time. And it'll tell us exactly what we need to do. So into there next, we're going to pop a teaspoon of salt. Next again, a teaspoon of baking powder. Has anyone made the flour tortillas before or similar recipes? I think both Kathy and Jess both on tonight have a TM5. So have you guys made it before? Pop it in the chat box and let me know if you have. Pop the lid on, next again. And now it's got it set for us. Because we're in guided cooking, it's just going to tell us exactly what to do. So 10 seconds, and down the bottom, it's telling us to turn the speed selector to 3. So this is just going to mix that together, combine it for us. Next again. Yeah, you see that that's just combined that flour, salt, and baking powder. Into there, we're going to pop 80 grams of olive oil. So we just want to pair our scales after taking the lid off. And as you can see, our built-in scales are here. So on the TM6, they're accurate to 1 gram. So just watch it go up. Next, 250 grams of warm water. So again, just watching the scales. So on the TM5, they're accurate to 5 grams. So just that little bit more accurate on our TM6. And then popping the lid on again. And now again, guided cooking all selected for us. So when we select a mode, which is what we saw when we swiped across to the right at the start, you'll see the little symbol. So this is automatically, excuse me, selected kneading mode for us, which is the little wheat symbol. So got it set for us 2 minutes kneading, and all we have to do is turn that dial once to start the mode. So 2 minutes of kneading in our Thermomix is equivalent to about 20 minutes of hand kneading. So I don't know about you guys, but I pretty have 20 minutes to stand kneading anything. So to be able to do any kind of kneading hands-free in a Thermomix is a game changer. So what are you guys making, or what would you like to make if you had a TM6 in your kitchen? What kind of doughs and things would you like to make? Or those of you who have Thermomix, what do you already make? Up in the chat box and let me know. We love making these tortillas. They're really versatile and super easy, much easier than what you might actually think. Otherwise, pizza doughs are on our favourites. We can make breads, rolls, cookie doughs, all kinds of things using the kneading mode. Cheese and bacon rolls, scrolls, finger buns and rolls Charlotte's making. Perfect, yeah. We love cheese and bacon rolls here too. Such a money saver as well. So much cheaper to make these things yourself rather than buying them at the bakery or supermarket. And Jess is making pizza every week. Both Jesses are making pizza every week. Love it. I don't think anything makes homemade pizza dough. I can't go back to store-bought pizza dough now. It's just not the same when it's so quick and easy. And then, yeah, you can make it exactly how you like it, which is great. Just 4 seconds left on that kneading. You might see our Thermomix is on our glider board as well tonight, so that just helps us move our Thermomix around nice and easy without the potential of damaging our scales as well. So just next again, and I'll just show you that kneaded dough. So there it is, perfectly kneaded there. And then it's just going to walk us through the last couple of steps as well. So transfer onto a silicone bread mat or floured work surface and shape into a ball, and then we're going to wrap it, cover with a kitchen towel and leave it at room temperature for about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to bring it over to my baking mat. So this is just our bread mat, which is available from the mix shop, but it's also available as a host reward as well. So if anybody has guests that they've brought along tonight or would like a host reward in the future, obviously we can help you out with that. This one is bundled with our oven mat as a host reward, which is they're really great products. If you like making your own doughs and breads and things, you need a baking mat in your life. So amazing. You can see it just doesn't stick at all, that dough. So just shape it into a ball, and then you can wrap it in that as well. So you don't need to get out glad wrap or anything like that. Just wrap it in your bread mat, and we'll leave it aside for that 15 minutes. So, and that's it. That's it for our dough for now, and then we'll roll it into the tortillas afterwards. How easy is that? All right. So from here, because we're not going to continue the rest of the recipe at the moment while that's resting, we're going to start our fajitas. We can just go into our 3 little dots here. You've got a couple of options in here, actually. You can actually go into your recipe detail. If you want to go back and check something, you can go into recipe detail again. You can actually access your scales. So while it doesn't work while you're kneading, actually, because the Thermomix is moving around a bit too much. But if you're cooking something else and you had a bit of cooking time and you wanted to weigh something else at the same time, you can access your scales while it's weighing, while it's cooking, which is really cool. And then your last option is to cancel recipe. So if I just cancel that, it'll just confirm that I want to. And that way I just don't have to next through those last few steps. It just gets out of it. So I'm just going to grab my second bowl. So it just takes us back to our home screen. And then we're going to go back into My Week, just like we did before. 3 little bars into My Week. And this time we're going to select our fajitas. So has anyone made Well, those of you with the TN5, this is a really good one actually. Do you make fajitas, or do you make them on the stove top? I had the TN5 before the TN6, and I did find with things like this, it just didn't get quite hot enough. So it would kind of almost sit in the oil a little bit, almost stew. It wasn't very nice, to be honest. I used to cook recipes like this on the stovetop instead. But now with our high heat mode, we can really have much more successful time cooking them. So again, we could scroll down if we wanted to, but we're just going to hit start cooking and get going. So firstly, we're just going to grate our cheese for our fajitas. So 200 grams of cheddar cheese, just roughly chopped. So nothing fancy there, just popping that in. Next, pop the lid back on again. Next, and now we've just got 3 seconds and turn the speed selector to 7. So just turning that around there. Next again, and then we're just going to pop it back in that bowl that I had it in to set it aside. So that's our grated cheese in 3 seconds. So I'll just turn it around that way. Tell me how long do you think it would take you to grate 200 grams of cheese by hand? And would you take your knuckles out on the way? The 3 seconds for grating. I'm just popping it back in that bowl.
I just should ask them about their Wi-Fi.
The which?
The Wi-Fi.
And so then we're just going to keep continuing. So clean and dry the mixing bowl. I'm not going to bother with that. And then we're going to place, so this part of the recipe uses our built-in scales without using our Thermomix as such. So, you know, you can throw away your kitchen scales when you've got a Thermomix, especially with the TN6 with your 1 gram. So I'm just going to tilt that up. So it says place a thermal server bowl or other large bowl onto mixing bowl lid. So I'm just going to take the measuring cup out and grab my thermo server. I have actually done this step, but I'm just going to show you what I mean anyway. So thermo server just sits on the top, and then we can continue with the next step. So it's just telling us to weigh in our cherry tomatoes, 200 grams cut in half, and 20 grams of lime juice. So I've already added them in just to, because you didn't need to see me standing here chopping up cherry tomatoes in half. And then continue. Pop some coriander in. I'm leaving the coriander out. And then we're going to continue on with our recipe. So we're just going to pop our thermo server to the side. So thermo servers are available as a host reward as well. So we've got our round one, we've got our oval one, we've got our white one, which fits in the Verona. All available as host rewards. So next we're going to, I'm going to skip this part actually. Normally you would place 1 red chili in there and it's going to chop it up for you. We, like I said earlier, I have little kids and we're going to have this for dinner tomorrow night. So our kids don't eat chili, and to be honest, neither do I. I'm a bit of a sook with it. So I just skip on past this. So always remember with Cookadoo and guided cooking, it's just a guide. So if something you like, you don't like, you can add more, add less, skip it all together. It's completely up to you. It's just a guide. So I'm just going to skip on past those steps. Next. And then we're going to pop in 30 grams of olive oil. You guys chili lovers or not chili lovers? Pop in the chat box and let me know. I'm a bit precious. And 170 grams of red onion chopped into wedges. So that's that. So I've got less than 170 there because I just used a whole red onion. So I wasn't going to chop a half of one just for the recipe. So like I said before, guided cooking, not set in stone, just adjust it to what you like, and what you don't like is perfectly fine. 180 grams of red capsicum, just cut into thin slices. So throwing those in as well. Next again, some yellow capsicum, same, cut into slices. I've actually just used green instead tonight. Next, and then we're going to place our splash guard on the top. So we just put our lid on like normal with no measuring cup in it. And then we just grab our splash guard. So it's just that one. It's just an extra safety feature for our high heat mode. So it just locks in with our automatic locking arms just to protect you from that, you know, kind of spitty oil, that kind of thing. So it's all selected for us here. So 8 minutes maximum, which because we're using our high heat, and you'll see this little symbol here is our high heat mode. So I'm going to select that. And then that'll cook away for us. So high heat goes 40 degrees hotter than the TN5. So up to 160 degrees. And it kind of acts like your frying pan would essentially, but your hands free instead. So you'll hear it in a minute. But as you're cooking on the frying pan on the stove top, you know, you let things heat up, they sizzle, and then occasionally you give it a stir. So exactly the same thing's happening with our high heat mode, except it's doing it itself and my hands are free. Just reading the chat box.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Charlotte leaves the chili out, but just likes to leave a little bit.
No.
I wish I could handle it. I just sweat. It's no good.
Lucky you.
So I don't know if you can hear now. Let me know if you can hear the sizzling that's happening in the TN6 at the moment. Let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear that sizzling away? Oh, it seems like going to help us tonight. Anyway, you can hear it sizzling. You'll see in a minute a bit of steam starting to come out the top. The blades aren't turning constantly. So at the moment they're not turning, and then you'll hear every now and then a little turn. So like I said, exactly like your frying pan, except I'm obviously standing here hands-free, and normally I could do whatever else I wanted to do. So it'll heat up, it'll sizzle, and then occasionally it'll give it a stir. Any questions so far, guys? Pop in the chat box and let me know. Just going to just heat up my frying pan just for our tortillas in 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm just going to turn it away for a second, just down onto our tortillas. So I know it hasn't quite been 15 minutes, but that's perfectly fine for our virtual sake anyway. So if we continued on with the recipe, I think it says to divide it into 16 for our tortillas, but obviously, like anything, you can just do them to however you want them. So if you want them smaller, make them smaller. If you want them bigger, make them bigger. I'm going to keep saying it, but just a guide. So you know, if you want to make small ones for the kids, perfectly fine. If you want to make bigger ones, do whatever you want. So I'm just using a dough cutter from the mix shop as well. You don't want to use a knife on your silicone mats because you will destroy them. So only ever use a blunt product to cut on them. So then we're just going to work them out. So our bread mat, bread mat has little circles on it. You can use as a guide if you want to. You want to just roll them nice and thin. So obviously, like your shop bought tortillas, they're full of kind of additives, preservatives, that kind of thing. Making them yourself is cutting them out, but you do want to get them nice and thin as you can. And then you'll see where these mats are amazing is that our tortilla just peels straight off. So I don't have floured, I don't have it oiled, anything at all. And our tortilla will just come straight off. So I'm going to pop that in the frying pan quickly. And these vegetables smell amazing. Ah, great tip, Jess. I love that. Try and roll them thin enough that you can see the circles on the mat. That's a really great tip. I don't even think of that. I'm going to do two while that's. Any questions, guys? Pop them in the chat box. Just going to quickly flick it back because you can see the steam coming from that high heat now. You see the steam coming up. So like I said before, it's heating up, cooking, sizzling away, and then the occasional stir. Give us those nice kind of stir-fried vegetables that you'll see, almost stir-fried, I suppose, in a few minutes. My circles aren't perfect by any means. But just going to check out our one in the frying pan. So when you're frying off your tortillas, you just want them to bubble up a little bit. I think it's a bit like pancakes. First one's not ever perfect, but you just pop it in nice and hot, let it bubble up, and then when it's bubbled up a little bit, you flip it over, and a minute or so inside, and it's done. Pop them in a thermo server as you're cooking them. Keeps them warm and keeps them lovely and soft as well. So as you can see, our mats and our thermo servers are just priceless, really. They're such great products to use with your Thermomix. Everybody needs them. So I'm just going to wrap the rest of the dough up. I'm actually going to finish my tortillas off. I'm just going to make 2 tonight, and I'm going to finish them off tomorrow. So you can, with your dough, when you're making anything, when you're making pizzas, rolls, or anything, you can place your dough in your freezer. It slows down that proofing stage. So if you want to use it tomorrow, pop it in the fridge. You can also freeze it. So if if perhaps you're making pizzas and you just want enough for 2 pizzas tonight, just for 2 of you. You can half your dough, pop half in the freezer and pull it out in a week's time or whenever you next have pizza. All you have to do when you've got your dough in the fridge or freezer is just bring it back to room temperature before you use it. So yeah, don't ever be afraid to pop it in the fridge or the freezer. So I'll just wrap that and make sure they're wrapped firmly so they don't dry up, obviously. Wrap it and pop it in the fridge for tomorrow. I'm going to bring you back over here. That's nearly finished. So much hands free time. I don't know what to do with myself. All right, so it's next again. So now we're going to pop in those veggies in with our cherry tomatoes into our Thermomix server. I'm just going to bring it back a bit so there you can see our veggies. Perfect with a high heat. Not soggy, just nice and perfectly cooked. And I'm going to, without hopefully dropping the camera, just pop them in there. So you will get a bit of caramelization browning on the bottom if you bowl with your high heat. It's perfectly fine. It'll clean right off. You see that? Just because you're getting to those beautiful hot temperatures, you will get that. But we've got our browning, cleaning function, so you don't even have to do any of the hard work yourself. You just pop it on to clean. I'm just going to get that tortilla out. All right, so pop the lid on that and it will stay nice and hot while we continue on. So we don't need to clean our bowl or anything. We're just going to continue on with the next few steps. Sorry if I'm making you motion sick by moving that around. So a teaspoon of onion powder. So obviously when we're cooking from scratch like this, we're making all of our own marinades, all that kind of stuff by ourselves with our Thermomix, cutting out those additives and preservatives that you would get in store bought. 2.5 teaspoons of ground cumin. I accidentally brought cumin seeds the other day instead of ground cumin, as you can see by the jar and my baby spoon. So I just popped the whole lot in my Thermomix and ground them up. So yeah, another great thing that you can mill up, your seeds, nuts, all that kind of stuff. You can mill almonds into almond meal, all that kind of stuff yourself. Saved me going to the shops and buying, or saved me trying to do it with my mortar and pestle myself. And 2.5 teaspoons of ground coriander. Next, paprika. Salt. And pepper. And 40 grams of oil. Next. And now we're going to pop the lid on with the simmering basket on the top. So just taking our measuring cup off. Throw the measuring cup away, popping the simmering basket on the top. And like I said before, it's got it all set for us. So 1 minute, 100 degrees, and turn the speed to 1. Just going to quickly pop our other tortilla on. So you'll see on our TN6, you'll see a number above the 100 there. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly on Zoom or not. So at the moment it says 65. So that's our active temperature of our bowl. So, if you're making yogurt, that kind of thing, that it asks you to wait till it gets to a certain temperature, that's how you can see it with your Thermomix, which is really cool. So another thing I'll show you is that you can access pretty much everything while you're cooking. So if you ever, you want to think about what you want to cook next, that kind of thing, you can go back to your home screen, you can swipe across to your modes, and you can also access cookie-doo. So while it's cooking away, you can still do pretty much anything with your TN6. And then you just go back to your settings at the top, and it'll take you back to the recipe where you were. So next, again, we're going to pop in our beef fillet. So again, just tearing those scales because we've taken the lid off. And we're popping in 350 grams of beef steak. So just want to spread it just evenly around the bowl, just so that it gets all evenly cooked with our high heat. We're going to throw the rest in. I'm going to go a bit over, but that's okay. Next. And now we're going to just use a spatula. Excuse me, I'm just going to wash my hands for 2 seconds to get that meat on. Trying to do 2 things at once. I just am burning my tortilla at the same time. So just going to use our spatula just to coat the meat in those spices that we started cooking away there. So just giving it a bit of a rough stir. And next, so it literally walks you through every little step. So like things like that, that even, if you're cooking, like turning the oven on, all those kind of things, so you can't miss a thing. So splash guard back on, done. 8 minutes maximum again, and high heat. Finish that tortilla. So I thought while that's cooking, I can give you guys a really quick rundown on Cookidoo, just so that you can really see there are so many amazing benefits to Cookidoo. So you can see a little bit more about it. So I'm just going to screen share over to Cookidoo. I'm just trying to do it so that you can still hear me. Can you guys hear me right now? Yeah, thanks, Charlotte. Cool. Okay, so this is Cookidoo, our virtual recipe platform. So like you can see here, it's exactly like what we see on the screen. So that hello Erin, what would you like to cook today was exactly what we saw when we swiped to the left before. So scroll down, look at your latest recipes, most cooked section, exactly what we saw when we had a scroll down on our Thermomix. And then we also have the same sections we do on the Thermomix. Got recipes, which is my collections that I've made, and then my groups of recipes that I like, the ones I want to try, that kind of thing. And then we've got our week section is in here. We've just got that menu planning. So all exactly the same as what you see on the Thermomix. From here we can search for anything. There are thousands and thousands of recipes, and there will be something that you like and want to cook just by looking. So just for example's sake, I'm just going to pick a couple of things tonight. So perhaps we wanted to try and make our lasagna. So we just pop in the chat box, in the search bar. We can filter it by all different things as well. Obviously, you could filter it by categories if you pop something in a little more vague. Ingredients, if you wanted a chicken lasagna, beef lasagna, that kind of thing. Time, portions, stars, that kind of thing. So just from popping in lasagna, we've got 41 results, and then we can just scroll down, have a little look. So whether you just want something flat, just your standard beef lasagna, zucchini lasagna, vegetable, obviously loads of different options. So from here, if you wanted to, you could then click into your recipe. Again, this is what we'd see on our screen of our Thermomix. Check the steps, check the ingredients, hints and tips and tricks, that kind of thing. Now we could either hit cook today, which would bring it up on our meal plan, like where we've seen our fajitas and our tortillas. Otherwise, we can add it. So we can add it to collections. So those folders of mine you saw before, we can add it to our week, add it to our shopping list. And there's a couple of other options that if you wanted to go into more detail, we can certainly do that another time. So if I added it to my week, if I was meal planning out to do my groceries for the week, and I want to make lasagna on Sunday, then I just pop it in there, hit save, and then I can get back to searching perhaps for a dessert. So everyone that's sticky date. If you don't, you haven't made the Thermomix because it is amazing. So again, lots of different recipes, 179 results that relate to sticky date pudding. So again, select that one, 4.9 stars out of 1,900,000 ratings. So I can promise you that this recipe is amazing. If you haven't made it before, give it a go, it's delicious. So could cook today, otherwise we can add it to our week again. So you just meal plan out just like that. You could search, explore, you could put in just really vague search terms as well so that you can get different things. Like I wanted to just put in, say, chicken, for example. I'm going to add thousands of recipes. 1,269 in English. So I could filter that down if I wanted to like a pasta, a main, that kind of thing. So you can just like have that kind of search to get inspiration as well, and then add things into your week from there. So I'm just going to, just for time's sake, go back to my week. So we've added in our lasagna and our sticky date. And from here, we can add it to our shopping list. So you can obviously explore your recipes, you can cook your recipes, you can create your own collections, you can meal plan out, and then lastly, you can do your online shopping. So I'll add them both to our shopping list, and then we can come over and go to show ingredients. From here, all you have to do, you can either select it to look by category or by recipe, is you just go through and select what you've already got at home. So, you know, just your kind of your standard ingredients you might want to mark off. Obviously, we don't need water. You know, I've always got flour in the cupboard, that kind of thing. So you just mark off what you've got and leave what you would need. And then you can go to order ingredients. So Cookidoo is linked to Woolworths online. Unfortunately, for the example tonight, the connection is down with Woolworths at the moment, so I won't be able to connect through to it. They're working on fixing it at the moment. So it's coming up as no, but usually you would get here, it would come up with Woolworths online. You just select that and it will take you to your Woolworths cart, just like normal. And you can add extra things like your toilet paper, all that kind of stuff, and then check out with Woolworths online, which is incredible. So anybody have any questions, anything else they want to see on Cookidoo? In the chat box, I'll come off mute if you want to have a look at anything else. Heaps of different features to Cookidoo, and a bit like the Thermomix itself, it's being updated all the time. New recipes are being added to it, new collections are being added. The newest collection is, scroll down to the bottom. The collections are like little cookbooks, so you might get even a full cookbook. So the newest collection is the baby and toddler one, which has just gone live in the last, I think, just over a week ago. So yeah, little cookbooks being added to all the time, and yeah, being new updates coming as well, which is really exciting. Any questions, Cookidoo guys? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. Being able to do your shopping, meal planning and shopping list is amazing. It's a game changer. It's so much more organised and save so much money by not going to the shops and actually meal planning out. It's fantastic. All right, so I'm going to go to next. That's finished, and we're going to steam going everywhere. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, Jess? You can even now with Cookidoo, those of you who have TM5s, you might be familiar with the recipe community. Now you can import recipes from the recipe community onto Cookidoo as well, which is another really amazing feature. So they're, like I said, it's like your Thermomix itself, it just keeps getting better and better. Just when you think it's amazing and it can't get better, it does. So that is our beef strips. So I'm just going to bring you over again. There are my servers everywhere here. So you can see, can you see that steam coming out of there? It's still piping hot from putting our veggies in there and the lid on. So your thermo servers keep your food hot for 2 hours or cold for 2 hours as well. You can see that beautiful brown beef. I like to just spin it out. There is a bit of liquid that obviously comes out of beef when you cook, so I like to just leave that in the bowl. So it doesn't. How good does that look? And then we're just going to mix that. So if I went back to the screen of my Thermomix, it just says transfer into bowl with vegetables, stir to combine, and then we can serve it with our tortillas. So I think what's important to kind of notice when we're doing these virtuals, like when we're busy looking at Cookidoo and having a chat, is we cook most of that hands-free. I think we forget about it when we're, you know, doing something else. Just going to grab a plate. Easy to not realise that it's just cooking itself while we're busy talking away. So obviously when I'm doing this myself, I would just be cooking my tortillas, my beautiful fresh tortillas, while my fajita mix is cooking. So that's our tortilla. So then you can just add exactly what you want to it, really. It's just like anything. It's a guided cooking. I put a bit of lettuce on and a bit of my fajita mix. And then top it with a bit of grated cheese. How good does that look? And then probably I'd top it with some sour cream if I'm being honest. That is it, guys. That is our fresh tortillas, our beef fajitas, and our grated cheese. How good does that look? Nice and fresh. I think we often hear lots of people say that, you know, your Thermomix can only make soups and stews and that kind of thing. But yeah, that high heat function on our TM6 is such a game changer when it comes to recipes like this, you know, browning beef, browning chicken, especially as we're coming into the warmer months, making these nice, fresh and pretty healthy meals. So I'm just going to quickly finish off. I'm going to spotlight back and quickly finish off our flip chart and go through a few more little things, and then we're all done. So like I said before, you know, tonight we just saw a couple of our functions. We saw the high heat, we saw our weighing, grating, chopping. What else did we cook? Saute. But if you want to see more, of our functions, our modes, that kind of thing, please just reach out to myself or your consultant, and we would love to show you more. Perhaps grabbing one of those really amazing host rewards on the way. So Cookadoo, which we've talked a fair bit about tonight, is a subscription service. So when you purchase a TM6, you get 6 months free subscription with that. I mean, you can also get a 30-day free trial at any stage. So if you want to kind of check out Cookadoo a bit more, make sure there are lots of recipes that you and your family would cook and eat. You can sign up and just check it out with a 30-day free trial. You can make collections, you can do online shopping and meal planning, everything that you would normally be able to do with that trial. So a really great way to make sure that it will work for you guys. And then after your 6 month subscription, it is $69 a year. So $1.33 a week it works out to be. And with that, you do get all of those updates, those new modes that come out, new collections, everything is included with that subscription. All your cookbooks and stuff as well. On the screen, that is. So like I said before, if you'd like to host your own cooking experience at any time, we would love to help you, any of the consultants in our team. We can tailor it to your likes, your dislikes, your allergies, just, you know, whatever you want, we can make your cooking experience work for you. You can get your host rewards, you can get your hands on the Thermomat bundle, any of the thermo servers, and we also have our blade cover peeler as a host reward as well now. So you can get all of them, you can get, you know, with multiple cooking experiences, helps you learn, helps you get the most out of your Thermomix, and then you can pick up all of those host rewards as you keep hosting too. So have a think about who in your network might be interested in seeing the TM6 in action. It's absolutely okay if they already have a Thermomix. They can come along and learn something new as well. You know, we're really passionate about helping you get the most out of your Thermomix. So, you know, having cooking experiences and that kind of thing and having your friends come along is a great way to do that. So when you purchase a Thermomix, you get us or whoever, whether it be myself or one of our consultants in our team, you get us with your Thermomix essentially as your consultant. So we're here to help and support you with whatever that means for you. So everybody needs different or wants different things, and we are here to help you with that. We want you to get the most out of your Thermomix and love it as much as we do. So we start with you know, getting you started, delivering, unboxing your Thermomix, cooking stock paste, and then, yeah, like I said, multiple cooking experiences to help you get the most out of your investment. We'll also be running lots of cooking classes as well, which are a great way to keep learning. So thinking back to the start when we talked about those things that appeal to you guys, whether it's healthy food, simple, fast, being creative, saving money, have a little think back about what was important to you guys and whether perhaps the TM6 might help tick those boxes for you. Will it help address those, food frustrations that you have in your kitchen, your mealtime challenges? Will it save you time by having hands-free cooking? Save you money by being able to meal plan out, save on takeaway, that kind of thing. And now how to get a TM6 in your kitchen. So like I said before, $2,359 is the price of our TM6. It's an all-inclusive price, but there are a couple of different ways to get that in your bench. So at the moment, we have our incredible Earn For offer going. So you can join our team, earn and learn as you're going, meet new people, learn all the tips and tricks to help get the most out of your Thermomix. And you can do that with only 4 sales. So it's usually 6 sales to earn yourself a free Thermomix. And at the moment, it's only 4, which is incredible. It's really the only way that you can get a saving off your Thermomix. They never come on sale, but this really is the only way you could save. So you would start earning commission after those 4 sales instead of 6. If that's something that interests you, by all means, let myself or your consultant know. And then we have a couple of payment plans. So we have our 24 months interest free, which runs through Zip Money. Works out to be about $24.56 a week. There is a $6 a month account keeping fee and a $49 setup fee. We also have Easy 3, which is a bit like a take-home lay-by. You order it with your first payment and it arrives after that. Your first payment is $1,009 and then 730 days later and 730 days later. We also have Afterpay as well now, which is really cool. And then, of course, you can do a one-off payment as well. And the average family can kind of save up to $40 to $60 with a TM6 in their kitchen, whether it be making yogurt instead of buying it, snacks for kids, saving on takeaway, when you can do something quickly and easily hands-free on a busy night, making staples like bread, sauces, butter, mayo, the list goes on and on. There's just so many ways you can save with a TM6 in your kitchen. And then we also have the Mix Shop, which has got loads of great accessories, kitchen products, that kind of thing. With your TM6 at the moment, you'll get a $75 Mix Shop voucher absolutely free with it. So you can jump on there and find some really amazing products that you can use with your Thermomix, and then just some great kitchen products as well that you don't even need a Thermomix for, which is really cool. So any questions at all, guys, pop them in the chat box and let me know. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. Please, reach out to your consultant if you've got any questions at all. If you want to stay on and ask me anything, please feel free to. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you think the fajitas is something you would make if you had a TM6 in your kitchen. Pop it in the chat box and let me know. Otherwise, we will talk to you all soon, and thank you so much for joining in. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Charlotte. Thanks, Kathy. I'm glad. Thank you. Thanks so much for coming.